Hello, I'm Super Orange Cat, and I've got some Toonami breaking news to break to you today. Lupin the Third, Part 5 will have an OVA air the week after it finishes on December 17th at 3 a.m. entitled Is Lupin Still Burning? This is interesting because, like I just hinted at, the last episode of Lupin the Third Part 5 is slated to air on December 7th, so this will be the same slot the following week. And why this is interesting is because traditionally the week before Christmas and the week before New Year's are traditional marathon weeks for Toonami. So I see this as more kind of a stalling tactic where you don't have to get a show until January 4th, 2020. So virtually by like filling in this 1 week, they buy themselves 3 weeks of time to come up with a new show or to possibly plug in a rerun, considering how late in the block Loop on the third is. I don't anticipate it'll be that much lineup changing come that time. But I still think that's something to take note of. And again, this is interesting because this is the first OVA to air on adults on Toonami since Hellsing Ultimate a few years ago. I can't remember the exact date, but pretty interesting. This is kind of a rare occurrence on Toonami. And it's pretty interesting they're giving some special love to Loop on the Third, a show which has kind of just been a hanger on to the block for its entirety of being on Toonami. It's kind of always been that show that just kind of always be late in the block. Not that many people watch it, but it's like a cult favorite among people who do watch it. And like I said, it's a little different from the traditional shonen-esque shows that you get on Toonami. And I just really, personally, like I said, I really love the Lupin series, Lupin the third part, Lupin the third series, and it's a bit of a tongue twister. And I think it's pretty interesting. I'm kind of excited to see what this is. And one thing of note, this OVA is apparently supposed to be approximately 40-ish minutes long. So this can be a scenario like the sixth episode of the original Fully Cooley, where it's long enough that it's going to bleed into the next slot. And what I believe they've already announced they're going to do is that they're going to preempt that week's episode of Shippuden and have, I think, a normal Adult Swim short like after this at like 3:45 to 4 o'clock, and then probably just have the normal episode of Attack on Titan, the rerun of Attack on Titan air then. But again, I think this is pretty interesting. And like I said earlier, this is more of a stalling tactic from the block because, like I said, if you fill in this one slot for this week, and you know the 21st and you know the 28th will be rerun marathons as they usually are for Christmas and New Year's, then you get to buy some time to get a new show. What I'm looking at is looking at maybe something to return to the block. If I had to guess right now which show would come back January 4th, I could see Boruto making a comeback to the block. And maybe, I'm not sure where they are with this, but maybe we get the second half of Sword Art Online Alicization. Because, like I said, Konami really loves continuing titles they already have. So that's why I think that Boruto and Alicization are sure locks to eventually come back to the block. And I don't know if either show's gonna be ready by then. Maybe it is. But I bet if one of them is ready, that's probably gonna be the priority for Toonami to put on the block. But again, we might get something out of left field, something we haven't heard of. maybe getting another maybe getting another etchy show like Food Wars or something like that. But I digress. It's just speculation at this point. What are your guys' opinions? Are you guys excited for this Loop on the Third OVA to air on Toonami? I like reading your comments and your opinions down below. If you like this, if you want more Toonami news content like this, please like this video. Please subscribe and hit that notification button. I am Super Orange Cat, and that is all.